I hope you get that recording.
I hope so too.
If not, I'll send it to you. If it comes to me, I'll send it to you.
Okay.
All right. All right, go for it.
All right. Well, good morning, everybody. It is the Legacy Builders community. Look, we are earlier than expected, 10 a.m. I know some of y'all are just waking up, trying to know who you're going to leave a legacy for today, but we have a special guest. This is my brother in the Lord, Pastor Darren Mann. He is not only the AI tech guru, he knows ChatGPT like the back of his hand, but first and foremost, he loves the Lord just like I do. He's going to be doing the class today. As you know, I'm going to be going out of town at a men's retreat. So I wanted to do a special session since I will not be with you tomorrow. So, Darren, I know they're going to love you. We're going to have some people trickle in. You have a lot that do watch the replay, so don't be shy. Look, it's about 1 million people in here. I always have that attitude. Present this thing like it's your last presentation, brother. Go for it. I'll let you take it away.
All right. Thank you so much, Aaron. Excited to be here. Excited to have this opportunity. Hello, 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 and welcome, everyone. And I'm glad that you've decided to join me today. My name is Darren Mann, like Aaron said. And Aaron, again, appreciate the invite to Legacy Builders community. I'm so glad that you are here today. And I wanted to give you an introduction to AI today. And let me just get my slide going here. So what we're going to talk about is how to unlock AI, the power of AI for your business. So whether you're just starting out or in running your business, or you're just simply curious about AI, you're in the right place. AI can significantly enhance your productivity and your creativity. So let's go ahead and get started. But for those, you are all legacy builders, you're all a part of the legacy builders community. So I just want to start off with how to leave a legacy. The first thing is when you learn how to use AI or any tool as a legacy builder, you're going to be able to empower others. And that's important. You want to be able to empower others in everything that you do. And by teaching and sharing AI knowledge, you'll enable individuals and teams to innovate and solve problems independently. This fosters a culture of resilience and continuous improvement. The next thing you're going to be able to do is build sustainable systems. Very, very important. I think building sustainable systems, and I know that Legacy Builders is all about that, about building systems, not just doing one-off trainings, but doing something that is sustainable. And this is going to be a series. I'm going to do a series of AI talks. This is just the first. We're going to do a series of AI talks. So you're going to want to join in these sessions. So building sustainable systems is where you're going to be able to implement AI-driven systems that automate repetitive tasks and provide scalable long-term value, ensuring your efforts have lasting significance. Um, and I'm going to show you some ways to do that today. Is how to those repetitive tasks that you do all the time. How do you automate those things, right? So I'm going to show you how to do that. And then the last one is creating transformative impact. Creating transformative impact. So you'll be able to leverage AI solutions to tackle those broader societal issues, such as improving education access or optimizing healthcare, or even optimizing your business processes. So these initiatives contribute to the meaningful and lasting change. So this is what I wanted to say about leaving a legacy. One of my values is legacy. I really believe in leaving a legacy, and as Aaron spoke about earlier, one of the things that I'm seeking to do is leave a legacy in the next generation. I am a pastor. I lead a group of young adults, and I recently heard a leader say that legacy is not about what. So it's not about what you're doing, it's about who. So when we talk about leaving a legacy, we are talking about leaving a legacy in people. So who are you leaving a legacy in? And I believe that AI is a tool that can help us to do that. All right, so let's get into today. So who here, by show of hands, has dabbled a little bit with AI? you use ChatGPT or another tool? Raise your hand if you have.
I can definitely say me, especially Claude. I think chat is doing something weird. You and I probably got to get on the call later. They're doing something weird where I'm giving it a request and it's saying, got it. We'll look forward to hearing from you. I'm speaking to you now. So, but I do use Claude and some other ones. Yes.
Yeah, yeah. Claude is another tool. Um, there's another one called Perplexity.
Mm-hmm.
There's Gemini. There's a lot of AI tools out there. I'm going to speak today about ChatGPT. And I'd like to show you how you can use it for your business. Now, this is just an introductory session. Like I said, we're going to have a series of sessions, so you'll want to tune in on a monthly basis to check out these sessions. But this will give you an introduction for those who have dabbled a little bit, but you want know a little bit more. So I'm going to show you some effective ways to use it. Um, yeah, and we're going to look at content creation in particular, and how AI impacts content creation. All right, so what is ChatGPT? Now, most people know what ChatGPT is, but from some of the technical terminology and what is this? What is this actually for? So, ChatGPT was developed by OpenAI, or is developed by OpenAI, and the nice thing about ChatGPT and a lot of the other AI tools is that you can have a conversation with it. So it engages in human-like conversations. Now, this is in the last couple of years, we weren't, I'm sure we were able to do it, but there wasn't any tools to really do this. You can actually engage in this tool in human-like conversation. So that's a very powerful thing. It uses what's called machine learning. Now, machine learning is is a little bit different than doing a web search in Google. So it's a little bit different than that. So what this means is that you can train AI, or you can train ChatGPT to think like you, talk like you. It learns you. It has a memory in it. So that's why it's called artificial intelligence, because it has an intelligence to it. So you can also think of it as a digital assistant ready to help you 24/7. So that's the power of ChatGPT. You can use it as a digital assistant. So give you some examples. I've been using AI now for probably about a year and a bit. And one of the things that I've used it for is I use it as a coach. So I have it on a weekly basis. I will sit down and during the week I reflect and I write down my wins for the week. So my wins at work, my wins in my business, and I write those down, and then I plug those into a GPT. GPT is a basically a way to automate tasks. So I plug it into my GPT, and when I plug that into my GPT, it tells me, what my wins for the week were, what I can learn from those wins for the week. So it's acting as a coach, and you can use it for many different things. But that's one of the ways that I use the GPTs in ChatGPT. All right, so moving on. So why should you care? Why, there's this big rave about AI. Why should you care about AI? Well, the first thing is it enhances your productivity. It enhances your productivity. And it also boosts in your learning. So what do I mean by this? When I talk about enhancing productivity, I've created as I mentioned before, a GPT that allows me to take a book from YouTube. Now, there's a whole bunch of books on YouTube that you can actually get the transcript for. And maybe I'll show you this here in a little bit, but you can get the transcript of a book. And I plug that transcript into ChatGPT, and it creates a summary of that book for me. And it summarizes it the way I want. So it increases my productivity because I don't have to read the entire book. I can read a summary of it, and I use ChatGPT to um, to to basically summarize it and create productivity for me. I read on a daily basis. I think all good leaders are readers, and so that's one of the things that I do. It assists in your learning as well. So if you want to learn something, I think we have a comment here. Yeah.
Yeah, I was just, for those who are watching the replay, you can see the chat of what GPT stands for. Because some never even knew what the GPT stands for. And that's
Mm,
part of what you're actually talking about right now is using that script. That's part of that transformer learning. That's what that is that he's talking about. So I just put that in the chat.
yeah, thank you, Aaron. Thank you for that. Um, yeah, so it assists in your learning as well. I think it's very powerful from the sense of you can actually use ChatGPT. You can ask it questions. I mean, one of the things that I use that ChatGPT has a feature that allows you to have a conversation with it just from your voice. So I've used it to actually prepare for interviews. So I will sit and have a conversation with this. It sounds like a human, but I'm having a conversation. Help me to prepare interview questions. Help me to know how I should answer this type of question, and it will help me with those things. So anything that you need assistance with, there's actually, and I'll show you that here when we get in. I'm just building your anticipation for when we go into ChatGPT, but there's a lot of things that you can do with it. And then, as I said before, it acts as a personal assistant as well. And so we talked about that. So let's look at ChatGPT. So ChatGPT, how to use it? How do you use this tool? Well, you can sign up for ChatGPT at chat.openai.com. Chat.openai.com. And you can download the ChatGPT app from iOS, the iOS App Store, or from the Google Play Store. So you can download it, ChatGPT app. And then there's some features within ChatGPT. There's DAL-E. Now, DAL-E is the image generation tool. So it allows you to create images um, just by giving it a prompt. And I'm going to show you how to do that here in a second. It has plugins as well for enhanced functionality. ChatGPT has actually built the web into it, so you can search the web in it. But before, they had like a web plugin. There's different plugins that you can use. And then it has advanced data analysis as well. So now that you are curious about ChatGPT, I'm going to I'm going to show you one more thing, and then we're going to look at it here in a second. So prompts guide ChatGPT. I just want to give you a kind of a summary of what prompts are. Now, prompts is what guides it. This is the instructions. This is the questions that we ask ChatGPT. That's what a prompt really is. And specificity is key. Why is this important? You have to be specific with it. You have to ask it specific questions and be very, very specific with it. Because if not, if you put garbage in to ChatGPT, you will get garbage out. Okay, and I'm going to show you that. I'm going to show you why that is so important. So I'm going to break out of my presentation and I'm going to open up a ChatGPT window just to show you how powerful this tool is and some ways that we can use it. So I will reshare my screen. Give me 1 second here. I'm just getting the chat
While you're
pulled
doing this,
up.
Darren, this is so good to know because we often just see it as input and output and not really looking into, like you said, it can create images. It's not just a fancy way of asking Jeeves. We used to have Ask Jeeves and those other
Yeah.
search engines. It does so many more things than that. So I'm really thankful that you're breaking this down. And you all, by the way, he's going to be doing a lot more of these sessions, as he mentioned earlier. Just going to reiterate it again. This will not be the last time he covers this. He's going to be doing a lot more each month starting in January.
Yeah. Thank you, Aaron. Yeah, so let me share my screen again. So I have a Chat GPT window open, and you should be able to see that now. So let me just yeah, chat.openai.com. Aaron put that in the chat. Okay, so this is a Chat GPT window. Now you'll see on the left-hand side, these are all of my GPTs on the left-hand side that I've created. And then below here is my history. Okay, you see all of these. So this was one that I did earlier. So this is a conversation I had with ChatGPT earlier yesterday. It goes up to, it even takes you to previous 30 days. So it gives you the history. So every time you have a chat with it, it gives you the history of that chat. In the top right-hand corner, you're going to see that's basically an image of me. That's my login. And um, it has things like your plan. I won't go into these. I'll go into these more in detail later in another session. Your GPTs. So if I click on that, it will take me to my GPTs. Customize ChatGPT. We're going to get into this one later. This one is a very powerful thing. You can train ChatGPT, and I'm going to show you how to do that, but not in this session. So you want to join the next session, and then settings and some other things there. So I'm just going to put in. Let me see here. I'm going to put in a prompt. Yeah, let me just check one thing. Yeah, let's do this. So I'm going to put in marketing strategies for 2024. That's my prompt. I'm just going to ask it. I'm asking it for some marketing strategies for 2024. Then I'll just hit go. And now, as we do this in 2024, it's telling me artificial intelligence, emphasis on personalized marketing, rise of influencer and creator collaborations. It gives me the sources as well. That's nice. Focus on data privacy, implementation of omni-channel strategies. So you can see these are marketing strategies, but it's not very specific. As I mentioned before, you want to be specific with ChatGPT. So what I'm going to do, I just put in marketing strategies for 2024. How about if I put in instead digital marketing strategies for small businesses in 2024? I think one of the reasons that people have problems with ChatGPT is they're not specific. They put in a generic prompt and they say, "Oh, that doesn't work."
Exactly.
Right? And so you got to be very specific with it. So now I'm just saying digital marketing strategies, because if you look at this, you see integration of it's not really directed, it's not really tailored. So now I'm getting more specific, and I put in digital marketing strategies for small businesses in 2024, and I hit go. Okay. So now it's actually narrowing my search to digital marketing strategies, right? Leverage local search engine optimization, uh, embrace personalized marketing, collaborate with nano and micro influencers, utilize social media advertising, and implement AI powered marketing tools, focus on short form video content, prioritize data privacy and ethical marketing. So you can see it's narrowed it. Now the nice thing about ChatGPT, let's say that I wanted to learn more about social media advertising, right? So I want to say, uh, I would say, tell me more about number four. Okay. And I can dig into number four. So now it's going to tell me more about that. Okay. So it's telling me I can use TikTok, I can use Facebook, Instagram. It tells me how to do precise targeting, the cost effectiveness of my ads. It's telling me about engagement. And I could dig into even further. So think of it as having a conversation with someone. You don't just ask one question of someone. If you want to know some information, you ask it multiple questions to get the information that you're looking for. And that's one of the things that a lot of people don't know about it. They go to it and then they just, they try to search something and then, it's like, oh, it's not specific enough. I'm not using this tool. Get very, very specific. Any thoughts, Aaron?
I like the specificity, and we have to speak to it in a manner where, again, goes back to that output, where you're expecting that answer to help and assist you versus going with the general answer and just being okay with that, because it goes back to knowing your ideal client. And that's what you just did. You went specifically to a specific person and a specific type of business. And usually with ChatGPT, what most do is they're on the surface with a tool that's actually going to help you take it further. And so
Mm-hmm.
practicing that specificity is so key, because if you know who you're targeting, you know exactly what their needs are versus their wants, this tool is going to be a breeze. So that's really my feedback on that. And for
Yeah.
those who are coaches in here, what Darren is doing is really helping you do this yourself, right? You're doing these things yourself, or you can take care of that hassle and you can either DM him or myself, and we can show you how to do it. We can do it for you. But either way, you're covered.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Yeah. Thank you for that, Aaron. So that's briefly what I want to show you. I'm going to come back into ChatGPT, but I'm going to go back to the presentation now, and then we will We will revisit ChatGPT here in a second. So let's go back here. Okay, and then I will stop sharing that. Share this one. Okay, that's the one. All right. Okay, so I mentioned this and I'll mention it again. Be specific. When you're crafting good prompts, be specific. Um, Effective prompts are specific. And then the next thing is provide context as well. So provide context. You saw I did a little bit of that and include explicit constraints. This helps ChatGPT to understand your needs and deliver accurate responses. So as you saw, instead of using, marketing tips for 2024, use digital marketing strategies for small businesses in 2024. So be very specific when you're asking or when you're prompting ChatGPT. I will show you another prompt. So um, here's some examples. This is a bad prompt. The bad prompt is, let me go. Actually, I shouldn't have shown the whole thing there. It's okay. The bad prompt is tell me about climate change. And a good prompt would be, what are the primary causes of climate change and how can you mitigate its effect? So let me just show you that in ChatGPT quickly. So I'm going to share that screen. Okay, I guess I got to stop this share. I thought I could cheat, but no, it's making me. All right, so what I'm going to do is I guess I got to share this screen now. I will, yeah, here's the screen. I'll share this screen. And I'll create a new chat. I'm going to start it over. And now I'm going to just say, now this is a generic prompt again. Tell me about climate change. So now what you're going to see is it's going to tell you about climate change. It's going to tell you about causes, deforestation, greenhouse gas emissions. So it's saying some of the impacts of climate change. Um, so it's going through and it's going to give me some mitigation strategies as well. Um, but it's very broad. So if I'm doing some research or I'm trying to figure something out, there's a lot to go through here. I'm not getting any specifics, right? Like it's telling me a whole bunch of information that I probably don't care about. But
Right.
yeah, go ahead, Aaron. Yeah,
No, I'm just agreeing with you. I'm just saying, right. Look, this is a
yeah.
fifth grader's book report dream is to be able to use this to be like, whoo, got out of that one.
That's right. Yeah, that's right. That's right. So, um, let me put another prompt in. So this is the next prompt I'm going to put in. As you saw, there was so much detail there. There was so much, it was so broad. So now we're going to say, what are the primary causes of climate change and how can we mitigate its effects? So I hit go there, and now it's gonna give me the exact thing that I'm asking it for. Primary causes of climate change. It gives me those things. It talked about this before, but it gives me the primary causes. Now it's showing me the mitigation strategies. So this makes it easier to get what you want from ChatGPT, right? And then I could dig into those as well. Now it went a little crazy. It shouldn't have asked, sometimes ChatGPT gives you a little bit more than what you're asking, but it's asking individual actions to contribute to mitigation as well. So it's giving me a little bit more than what I've asked for, but you can see the power of narrowing that search down. And I could narrow it down even further. If I want to know, one particular area, I can ask about that area. But I think you get the point. I think you get the point of where I've gone with this. So the latter is more specific and guides ChatGPT to provide a detailed and useful response, as you can see. Okay. So that is prompts. And that's really what I wanted to cover today. I'm going to break out of here and go back into the presentation. And yeah, here we go. Yeah. All right. So we've covered examples of prompts. Now, one of the things that I've learned is that unless you apply something, you don't really learn it. unless you apply it, you don't really learn it. So this slide is talking about actionable steps. I want you to take some action. So the first thing I want you to do is identify a specific business task, e.g., for example, drafting an email, analyzing feedback. So some kind of business problem or something that you're dealing with. Identify something that you're dealing with, a business task that you're dealing with. And the next thing is write a clear and detailed prompt for ChatGPT. So go into ChatGPT. You can actually start using it for free. So if you don't have, you can create an account and start using it for free. You don't have to pay for it. But go in and start writing a clear and detailed prompt, just like I showed you in this training session. If you have to rewind, go back and rewind to get to that part. But write a clear and detailed prompt for ChatGPT. And then the third thing is iteratively refine that prompt for precise, valuable outputs. Precise, valuable outputs. So what I'm saying there is it's going to give you an output, but you want to dig a little deeper into a particular area, ask it questions in that area. Okay. And that's going to help you to master prompt creation. And you have to play with it. To get good at it, you have to practice it and you have to play with it. And you have to have those conversations with it. And it's going to learn you over time as well. So that's what I wanted to talk about. I'm going to show you one cool thing. I talked about a uh, book summary. I'm going to show you how I do that, just as an added bonus because we have a little bit more time. I'm going to show you that. Okay, so I'll
Now,
yes,
Darren,
sir.
you being too nice, man. You telling me you're about to show them something that can actually help them even earn residual income with their books. I know as coaches in this group that have books and to be able to generate even their own ideas. You telling me you about to give this over for free? Oh
I'm gonna give it
man,
to him for free. Give it to him for free.
give it to them for free. Okay.
All right. So yeah, this is all about. I want to add value to this group, Aaron,
Love
and I
it.
know that
Love it.
this group is a group of entrepreneurs, consultants, coaches that are trying to scale their businesses. I'm going to show you something here that's going to help you in in being more productive with your all of you read you have to read, but this is going to be a more productive way. So what I'm going to do is I will share my screen and I'm going to open up a YouTube window. Okay, so let's look at this. Let's see this one. Yeah. Okay, so now I'm in YouTube and let's just I'm just going to pick a book, Atomic Habits by, and probably all of you have read that book, or if you haven't, great book, talks about habits. So you can see this book, this particular book is, and hopefully you're seeing my screen. Yes,
Yes,
you
you're
are.
good.
Okay. So this book is 6 hours and 30 minutes, 39 minutes long. You can see that there? So I'm going to go in. Now, most books, most books that are maybe a couple of years old or older than that, so most books you can find on YouTube, right? And there's a really cool feature here. Now, what you can do, I'll click on more here. There is actually a transcript for all most of the newer YouTube videos, there's a transcript for it. Okay. So if I click on show transcript, that will that will bring up the transcript on the left hand side here. So it takes a little bit of time, but it's going to pull up this transcript. So just give it some time here. Oh,
Yeah,
all right.
whoever hasn't read Atomic Habits or haven't listened to it on Headway, because Headway is another app that can summarize a lot of different books in like 15
Mm-hmm.
minutes. You can, use it on the go, working out, but
Yeah,
highly recommend Atomic Habits. That's probably one of the best things you can read
yeah,
as a coach or a business
yeah.
owner.
It's a great read, a great book. I've read it multiple times, and so yeah, this is how you would go about it. So I would copy this. I would put it into a text. um, like a notebook. What do you call that? A text writer. Um, and and then I would basically upload that into ChatGPT. So I'm going to show you. I already have that created. So I'm going to go to and I mentioned GPTs before. I'm going to go to this book summarizer GPT. That's a GPT that I've created. Now, what I've done is I've created this GPT to say, I want 10 points from this book, 15, 20, or 25. For interest of time, I'm just going to do the 10 points, okay? And it's going to do this in Blinkist style. Uh, Aaron mentioned Headway. There's another summary tool called Blinkist. And so what I've done is I've created this GPT to think like Blinkist, right? Now, what I'm going to do is I'm going to attach that file that I created. Just bear with me a second. I will find it. You probably can't see this other window, or you might be able to. And
Good.
Atomic Habits.
It's all right, Darren. Look, you got nothing to hide, man. You got integrity. We all in your business.
It's all good. Those are just business books
It's
anyway.
all
So,
good, man. We're good.
okay, so you can see that I've attached that book to ChatGPT, and now I'm just going to hit go. And this is going to create 10 points from that text file that I just inputted in. So it gives me an introduction. Atomic Habits by James Clear, and it introduces it. It gives me some key points. It gives me an anecdote from that. It gives me some quotes. It gives, identify based habits. It gives me a few quotes from that section. So it's a very narrowed way for you to get the gist of the book. And it also, like I said, gives you anecdotes from that book as well. And so it's going to create 10 points from the book. Another thing that I've built into this is once this is done, so it'll go through and it'll create all 10. And once it's done, I have it actually um, creating an output or creating the actual book summary into a PDF file. So that's one of the things that ChatGPT can do. You can actually create Word files, PDFs, PowerPoints. So that's what I've done with this GPT. So once it's done, so now it's almost done. It will create a PDF. So now it's going to give me the conclusion. I think I put some reflection points in here as well
Mm-hmm.
and additional resources. So it's telling me some other books that are about habits. The Power of Habit by Charles Duhigg. Some tools, Habit Tracker. Actually, James Clear has a habit tracker, and there's the Habits Academy. And so that's the power of this particular GPT. Now, okay, I said as a Word document. So let me know if you'd like to save this summary as a Word document. Yes, please. So it will go through, it will analyze it, and it will put it into a Word document. So I don't really have to do anything. I just take that Word document and start reading it or put it into my reading app and do it that way. But that's really what I wanted to show you. It'll go through and it'll create this, but there's so much that you can do with GPTs, and I'm going to show you more about how to train ChatGPT, and we'll look at GPTs later down the line. But you'll want to jump on these calls because it's really going to help you to be more productive in your business, to be more efficient. I found that I use this for so many different things. My pastor preaches on a Sunday. I have a sermon summarizer as well. So I record the sermon and then I put it in the ChatGPT and it summarizes the sermon for me. So I get the key points, the quotes, all those things from the actual summary. I'm going to show you guys how to do some of this stuff. So you want to be in on these calls. Yeah, it had a problem saving the file. Sometimes it does with Word files. So it'll try again and it'll probably get it done this time. But what it'll do once it saves this Word document, it'll create a link for us. So then I'll be able to download the book with that link. Yeah. So it looks like it's going to have some problems with this. If that doesn't work, you can just copy and paste it, copy and paste the text here and put that into the Word document. That way, you just save the document. This is just a little bit quicker. And I've noticed recently it's had some problems with Word documents. Um, Maybe some changes that they've made.
Yeah, I think
It's
that's what is happening because I had some issues myself, like I shared with you before, where I would put in several prompts and they say, "Great, we're here to help you." It's like I gave you three
yeah,
of them.
yeah. So I'll just stop there. But that's really what I wanted to show you guys today. As I mentioned, join in the next session. I think you will get, well, I know you will get a lot of value. This was just a very introductory session, but we're going to dig into some more of the advanced features of ChatGPT and some other AI tools as well. This is just ChatGPT. There's other tools that are out there that I want to show you. So join me. Thank you, Aaron, for this opportunity, and I'll hand it back to you.
Darren, this has been excellent. I'm telling you, y'all, I learned quite a bit today, and I've been in ChatGPT as the same length of time as him, about a year. And he shared with me that book summarizer. That is game. That is so fire because most of us don't want to read a 400, 500 page book, but we'll see anything summarized in a heartbeat, listen to it. So these tools that we're sharing with you, he's going to be coming on again in January, and this is going to be a series. He mentioned it. This is for real. Next year is the AI year. Darren knows it. I know it. So we're already gaming up for you all. The replay of this will be posted in the chat very shortly. Hope you all enjoyed the presentation for my replay, folks. Watch this twice. You may have missed something. Look, you may have blinked, but know that this is so important to helping you leave a legacy in your community. So, coaches, consultants, we're about to sign off. Thank you for joining us today, Darren. Thank you again for your time, brother. And we'll have you back on in January, man. All right.